welcome back to another video. I just want to thank you guys so much again for subscribing. I love the comments you guys leave, the messages, the questions, everything. If you're new to my channel, and if you're not subscribed yet, just go ahead, do me a favor, subscribe or like the video or past videos, anything, guys. You guys are the best. But in today's video, I want to talk about inpatient nursing versus outpatient nursing. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. Most of my experience, basically all my experience has been in a hospital setting, in an ICU, which I love. And now I'm working in an outpatient setting, which I didn't think I would ever actually do. So it's been like a pretty nice change of pace. To go back from the start, basically, been there 3 years. All my experience again was ICU, and I love the hospital because I like that in the acute care setting, it's very unpredictable. You don't really know what's gonna hit you. Patients they're more sick than in an outpatient setting, which I like. I like when my patients are like, they're doing well, and then at any moment they could just crash and then we can save them. I think that's amazing, super fun. It's not for everyone, okay? And that's why there's there's different levels of nursing in the hospital as well. Now I am in an outpatient setting, and before I moved to outpatient, I did, again, local work in Arizona, in the ICU. Then I did travel work in Austin, Texas, which was absolutely amazing, by the way. If you're from Austin, Texas, that place is amazing. Shout out to you guys. And after that, I ended up in the outpatient setting. So I didn't necessarily plan on going outpatient ever in my career, but again, I'm kind of open to anything. I'm in interventional radiology, which is a field that I always wanted to get into. One, I did not think it would happen this soon. Two, I did not think it'd be an outpatient. So the opportunity presented itself to me. It sounded amazing. So I took the chance and I went for it. So with that being said, as you know, in today's world, things are a little bit different. I will say in the hospital, which I have not been in a hospital and worked in a hospital in 7 months, which to me is like insane. Didn't think that would ever happen. So in the hospital, I've been gone for a while, right? So I do know there's a lot of things going on in the hospital, and I don't necessarily agree with all the politics in the hospital. I just want to say that there's people that I know that have been working in a hospital for about 20 years. You know, in regards to the vaccine, they might not want to get it. They will try to do a religious exemption, and that'll either be accepted or it will be denied. I just don't personally agree with hospitals forcing these nurses, any healthcare workers, and not just hospitals, guys, just employers all around, they're forcing these people who've been there for years or regardless to get the vaccine. And if you want to get the vaccine, I think that's awesome. If you don't want to get it, I think that's awesome. I just don't agree with the politics in that they don't care about their employees, and they say, hey, it's either all or nothing. So I don't think that's cool. I will say that where I work, I would say I'm fortunate that we don't care if you wear a mask, if you don't wear a mask, if you're vaccinated, if you're not vaccinated. We don't care. Our main goal is to take care of our patients. We don't care if patients wear the mask, if they don't. We typically will in certain areas to protect patients, but we don't have to all the time. And so I would just say I'm very fortunate in regards to that aspect. However, I just don't like that these companies are just saying, hey, goodbye. And I know friends who've been there forever, and now they have to find a new job. So that's not cool to me. But anyway, and compare and contrast in outpatient to inpatient, I will say my life so far is very different compared to when I was an inpatient. And one of the ways it's different is when I was in inpatient in the hospital, I was working 312s, which I thought was awesome. I would work typically 3 in a row, and then I would have like up to 6 to 8 days off sometimes without even requesting any of those days off. So I think my work-life balance was even better in the hospital working 312s just because I have tons of time off. Now that I'm in an outpatient setting, I work 5 days a week, which is typically pretty standard in most outpatient settings. My hours are 8 to 4, and sometimes we leave a little bit earlier. And so I'm not used to having to get up 5 days a week and then go into work. And then it sucks even more because now I live even further from my job. So like, to me, it's a pain in the butt. I don't like it, but I do like that I'm off usually no later than 4. We're salary, so we go to work, cool. If we don't go to work, we still get paid. It doesn't matter. But then sometimes you're there a little bit longer than you anticipate, and then you don't get like extra money or anything as if you would in the hospital because you're paid typically hourly. I did like the schedule a little bit more in the hospital, I would say. At my company, we're trying to go 410s. We'll see if we do. I would be extremely ecstatic because that would be amazing to me. Now, in regards to like patient care, completely different, right? So hospital, especially in ICU, it's like complete care, your total care. You're totally taking care of the patients. They're a lot more sick. There's lots to do, more family. Where I'm at, and again, my place is not necessarily the same, and I'll get to that later. But typically, you do your procedures, you see your patients, you treat them, they're gone. You may not even see them ever again, right? So you don't necessarily build that continuity of care like you would in the hospital. You develop those relationships because you have those patients, for a while. Sometimes, guys, for months, and you develop that relationship. That typically does not happen in an outpatient setting. In my scenario, the reason why we're a little bit different, one big company, but there's we deal with cancer patients. So like those patients will come to the clinic 5 days a week. They'll get their treatments and their infusions. And then depending on what they have going on, they'll come to our side for procedural work. So they'll come to us, get that work done. And then, they just continue their treatment. So we see these patients almost every day in the hallways talking. And so we actually developed that kind of relationships with them, which is actually pretty cool that we can still do that in an outpatient setting. Of course, some outpatient settings will be like that as well. Mine is one of the ones where we do get relationships, so that's cool. But again, they're not all like that, so some of you may like that, some of you may not. Another big difference in regards to pay, I would say, so in the hospital, and I'm excluding travel work because travel work right now is insane with the money. It's like unlike anything we've seen. So I would say before the travel work, I was making still decent money for sure. Now that I'm in, I would say, a specialized field, typically when you get in specialized fields like cath lab, IR, you typically get paid a little bit more money. So getting paid $20,000 more than when I was in the ICU at the hospital. So to me, that's already way more appealing. However, I will say though, because I'm salary and I'm outpatient, when you're in the hospital, you have the potential to make even more money because, right, it's 24/7. So if you're night shift, you can pick up day shift. Your day shift, you pick up night shift, pick up more shifts on your regular shifts. I mean, especially now with how bad these hospitals need nurses. So you have the potential to make more money because you can pick up these shifts. You're working hourly. So there's that to factor in as well. In the outpatient setting, because we're so consistent, like I don't have to work holidays and I never have to work weekends. So obviously in the hospital, it's like you got to balance out your holidays, which ones you're going to work, which weekends you're going to work. So that is one thing I really do love. I know I'm not going to work weekends. I know I'm not going to work these holidays. I still get paid for them because I'm salary. And I think that's pretty amazing. I just like that we're salary. The other nurses on our other side of the clinic, which are outpatient, they're hourly. So that's a little bit different. Another thing that I really enjoy about working in my outpatient setting is that we're like, on a scheduled base. So there might be times where we're really slow. Sometimes like go to the mall, we go to restaurants a lot, and we get paid to do that because we're salary. So I just enjoy the freedom, you could say, of coming and going. And obviously in the hospital, you can't be at work and then say, oh, I'm gonna go meet someone at a restaurant and then come back to your patients. That's not how it works. You're stuck there for your entire shift. So the freedom for me in the outpatient setting has been super awesome. Obviously, sometimes, I know this goes for a good amount of other places, it's like you go in, you have this much work to do. When you complete that work, you go home. So that is also a really, really awesome thing that outpatients have to offer. But again, it's not for everyone. But I would just encourage each and every one of you to, if you're in outpatient, try inpatient. If you're an inpatient, try outpatient. It may be something, maybe exactly what you're looking for. Maybe you're bored, looking for a change. I always encourage you guys to keep on, not necessarily just change, but if you're looking for something totally different, totally go for it. I know sometimes people don't like change, even though they may want something. I just had a friend at work who she's very, very nervous about traveling, right? Because it is kind of scary. She's traveling by herself. And I talk about my experience, and I encourage her, I'm like, you should do this. One factor, of course, the biggest, or maybe to some of you, is money, right? So I'm like, there's crazy money out there, go do it. She kind of hit like a ceiling at the company that she was at. So I'm like, go try something else. And that could be some of you guys. So I would just encourage you, just whether it's traveling, inpatient, outpatient, ICU, med surg, telemetry, I don't care, cath lab, just do something else if you are one of those people who are looking for something different. And if you don't like it, guess what? You can go back. We're nurses or aspiring nurses. There's just endless amount of opportunities right now. And it's going to be that way because healthcare, especially for nurses, you can just do anything. You don't even have to work. You can go in a business setting, legal. There's just a lot of things to do. However, I will say, you might also be someone actually like me who you love nursing, but you're also looking for something else in addition or to replace nursing. So me, I love nursing, but right now I'm trying to pick up the skill of day trading in addition to nursing. And if I could just choose something right now, I personally would choose to just replace my nursing with day trading. I still love nursing, but I'm at a point to where I kind of want to be my own boss, maybe get out of healthcare, maybe do something else in healthcare in addition to day trading. And that could be one of you guys. So this is a nursing channel. We talk about a lot of things, but I also encourage you guys to just go out, do whatever you want. If there's something that you really want to do, nursing, not nursing. And if you're a nursing student, definitely finish the schooling. Even if you're struggling, it sucks. I know. I have a video about me failing nursing school, a block of nursing school. Terrible, but here I am now, 3 years later, going on year 4 in a few months, and I've done a lot of things so far. So take it for someone like me that you literally can just do it if you really want to do it, get through it, and just know that you're not stuck here. Tons of stuff to do out there in the world, especially there's a lot of stuff going on online. People are making money from all sorts of ways. So don't just, think one-minded. I don't really like when people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this forever. I'm going to work on this floor forever. There's so much more to life. But I mean, if that's you though, and you like change and you're doing really what you're trying to do, that's also amazing. I just like people to just do what they love. But all in all, I am very happy with my job. I think I'm extremely lucky to be in the position that I'm in. We're also building a 16,000 square foot facility in the next few months, actually. So that's going to be something super exciting. We're going to be bringing in more nurses, more CT techs, more doctors, everything. So that's something super exciting for me to look forward to. Again, thank you guys seriously so much for watching my videos. Again, if you have questions, if there's something you like, don't like, let me know. I just thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.